Open access is really making use of the internet to communicate scholarly works to other scholars. And it's using the internet to make works freely available without having to pay royalties, and ideally with the rights to reuse the scholarship. There are some arguments about whether it's enough to just put it online, but many people define full open access as both online for free and with the rights to reuse. Well, as I mentioned in my talk, I think there are at least 5 different audiences that open access serves. It serves the scholar who happens to be browsing the internet and who would not find the article if they were looking in the library's database, but they just happened upon it. And that research now leads them to a new thought, a new discovery, and so that's one audience. The bigger audience is the audience of readers who don't have the money to afford access, and that's just about every one of us. And then in addition, it's going to be the machines that our researchers are using to help interpret the literature. There's so much knowledge out there, but that knowledge is so hard to get at because it's published in so many different publications. And we need computers to help us figure out where to pay what to pay attention to. Well, it started as an idea in a law school classroom, but it was an idea based on the idea that copyright tells a story about how authors need control. They want the control because they want money. And then you're observing what's going on the internet. All of these people are being creative. They're freely sharing their work, but they're not saying anything about copyright. And as lawyers, we understood that when you leave that unsaid, it causes problems down the line. So we were saying, why don't we just help people say what they're already saying through their behavior? Let's give them an easy way to tell the world, this is what my intent is, this is what I mean. And so we said, well, we can write licenses that will explain, here are the choices. Give me credit. You can do anything you want. Give me credit. Or give me credit and limit yourself to non-commercial use, things like that. About copyright. Well, I think there's still a misconception that you need to put Circle C on something to get a copyright, or you have to do something to get a copyright. Copyright is now automatic. Copyright is subject to the fair use provision, and there's some misconceptions about what fair use does and does not permit. Some people think everything I want to do must be fair use since I'm a fair person. Other people think fair use is a very limited provision and doesn't give enough freedom to reuse in a classroom or other kinds of uses that are generally covered by fair use. Well, I think we understand it currently, but I'm not sure we're happy living with because it attaches automatically and it attaches to so many different forms of expression. Having to manage all of those different copyrights, I think, is the challenge, and that's what something like a Creative Commons license is there to help standardize one way to manage that. And I think in terms of streaming media, for example, the music companies can't get their act together to license music to stream Pandora to Europe because there are too many permissions needed. So I think finding a way through the permissions thicket for both the commercial side and the non-commercial side is the big challenge.